Hello, everyone. Welcome to the What You Don't Hear podcast. This is a 15-minute Friday where myself and a returning guest sit down one more time, but this time we're talking about a specific topic or subject with the goal of sending you into your weekend or your upcoming week with some positive or actionable or maybe thought-provoking advice and opinion. And back on the show one more time, my friend Mark Pasternack. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, dude. Thanks for being down to do these. I feel like...
There it goes again.
I know I already started the clock and I'm still talking. Now the nerves set in. I'm stoked you're down to do these because I feel like you're kind of made for 15-minute Fridays.
Oh, I love it.
That's a compliment, right? You know,
I love the pressure. You know?
The pressure is racking up right now because this clock ain't slowing down anytime soon.
Not at all, man.
Let's just dive into it. The folks want to hear it. What is the topic of this episode? Well, it's all about financial sustainability. And this is something that I would dare say that everyone is constantly working on, or at least will speak for my side of the table.
You're always working on it.
It is always
You're never not working on it.
Yeah, that's probably never a thing. Even the richest of rich people are still probably
100%.
like, how do I keep this stuff under control?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it up front. This is probably going to be more of a you episode. I'm going to be doing a lot of listening, a lot of learning. I'm
learning too, man. I'm learning too.
But I know, you talk a lot about this.
Yep.
This is
100%.
something that I know you are pretty passionate about, whether it's with Ambitious Filmmaker
Absolutely.
or literally anything else that you do. I mean,
Yep.
tons of conversations that you and I even built our friendship off of was a lot of like, well, hey, let's talk about your business. Let's talk about your ambitions, your goals, and how does that translate into being financially stable?
Right.
So I'm going to let you kick this one off.
Yeah.
Let's just open up the floodgates. What does it mean? What does financial sustainability mean, especially in the creative and business world of all
Absolutely.
things?
I mean, I think it means a lot of things. It can, it's like success. It's like, what's that actually mean to you, right? But I think it breaks down to really two things. Is like financial sustainability is the fact of getting your needs and your basic needs from a financial standpoint met, right? Like anytime that I talk to anyone going into goal setting, or anytime my wife and I do goal setting every year, right, we look at our needs and we look at our wants. And so if you look at your personal budget, or if you do a personal budget, right, that's your need goal, right? So that means you're financially stable or sustainable when your need goal is consistently being met. Okay?
Okay.
And then you have your want goal, right? And that's like your dream goal. That's like where you can start really putting away money, saving. You can start saving for that trip you want to take somewhere. It's your wants, right? It's things beyond your basic needs. But I think as creatives, A, money is not something we talk about a lot. And B, like the starving artist idea or mentality is, to be an artist and creative, we just, we got to be poor.
Been there.
Done that.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be, right? So I think for anybody out there listening who's like, I want financial sustainability, right? I want to be meeting my personal budget needs on a daily basis, right? I think it all comes back to, are you looking at your finances as much as you're looking at your social media?
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Let that sink in,
Yeah.
right? Because I would doubt we are, right? How often are we looking at social media? I mean, as you're listening to this, pause this real quick or swipe up on your phone. Especially, I know the iPhones, I don't know the Androids, but they tell you exactly where you spend your time on your phone. Mm-hmm. So how much is your time on social media versus your bank account, right? Or an Excel spreadsheet that has your goals and tracking your financial status throughout the year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I used to be the guilty one that I would only, before I started implementing this discipline, I would be the one that would only look at my bank account if I thought I was in danger.
Mm-hmm. We've all been there.
It was just
we've all been there.
Can I really buy this Chipotle today? Oh, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise, I never wanted to look at it because I knew
it would stress you out.
Yes,
absolutely.
It would just bring so much stress, and I'm not saying it doesn't now. Like, folks, I'm not a millionaire, but like, obviously, it's a little more sustainable. It's a little more stable, like we're talking about the topic here. But like, I used to be super guilty of that. I would
100%.
only look when I thought I was in danger, or I would only,
And I've been in the place too where you just think, I put the work in, I put the work in, I put the work in, and I don't have to worry about the debt.
Right.
I could just ignore this because eventually it'll be all right. Finances don't work that way, right? It's just like our creative goals and our creative dreams. You can't just wish something into existence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so even when it's going well, you still got to pay attention to it.
Absolutely.
It's not just in that danger
No.
moment. It's not just in the can I buy this pair of shoes moment.
Can I buy the extra guac at Chipotle?
Right.
You know,
Right.
or like, is that going to break the bank? Because I've been there. Like, I grew an agency on the outside. It looked really great, and that was $120,000 in debt. And it took me to be $120,000 in debt to be honest with myself about the lack of financial sustainability and financial literacy that I had. Right? But then it's like once I started to look at my finances more every single day, then I did my social media, then I did Netflix, then I did this. All of a sudden it was 120 in debt all the way to, $100,000 in savings.
Yep.
And so I think like for the financial sustainability, it's really getting clear on that personal budget. And if you have a business, that business budget, and then looking at how do you track your finances on a regular basis.
See, I've officially gotten into the discipline of looking at those like monthly finances, looking at that like, okay, like again, like the needs and the wants, like you were saying, it's like, okay, I know what my wants are.
Yep.
Well, let's look at my needs. Do I know like, okay, I need X amount per month to cover my bills. So my basic needs, I need to do this.
Yep.
Then we can start looking at the wants and worrying about like, can I buy the 6 pounds of guac on this Chipotle bowl? But like, and that even comes down to like something so simple as like just doing a little spreadsheet or something.
Absolutely.
And breaking down like literally what are every one of my bills, maybe average some of them out that fluctuate, but literally just seeing those numbers there and understanding what are my financial goals month to month. Not just like, I used to kind of be that person also who would just kind of look at the rent. Like, okay, I need to make X amount for rent. And then that's it. And then you do that and then you spend a little and then all of a sudden the heating bill comes in or the electric bill or whatever it is. Or the 97 streaming services we have to have, those hit, And I know I'm kind of going all over the place there, but like that, like I do think there is such an importance to that. And that is something that I 100% didn't used to do over the last like just couple years. Have started focusing on that, like what are the needs month to month. I'm going to write those out or type them out, visually identify them, and know that that's what I'm working off of.
I mean, it's scary. Like, it's overwhelming, especially when our education system doesn't teach us this. College doesn't teach us this. It's like it's something that I think a lot of us have to, unfortunately, mess up first to get to a place where we don't want to be in anymore. And then kind of work backwards. But I think there are so many tools out there now, such things like QuickBooks or on a personal level, Mint or Truebill, or any of those softwares, just Google them. But financial sustainability, I think, also means like at any point in time during the day, you should be able to look at all your bank accounts and your spending and see where you are, right? Are you on track for that month's goal? Because I think, for me at least, what's so exciting about financial sustainability, as much as it's not a topic that you talk about initially, right?
Yeah.
But like it enables all of your decision making in your personal life and in your business life, right? Because if you go back to the needs and the wants goal, right? When your needs are met, now all of a sudden you can be more free. You can be more creative with your life, right? But when your financial need is not met, more than likely that's going to fall into your basic needs not being met as well. And so you're just acting out of survival mode, not thriving mode.
Yeah. So now something in that you mentioned was the agency story, building up this gigantic agency and thinking it was great and feeling like it was great, but then kind of like having that moment of just sort of like, oh, I've got to kind of re-identify what I'm doing here. And then you had to kind of rebuild and reverse engineer a little bit. And I would say that dips into having clarity in your goals. 100%. So let's talk about how clarity plays a part in eventual financial sustainability.
Yeah, I think like it all starts with yourself first. And then it grows out to, your partner, your family, your business, your employees, your clients, right? But you've got to start with yourself first and put yourself in a place where then you can continue to give outwardly, right? So that's where, I kind of did it the reverse, where I was helping everyone else out, but not myself. And eventually that's just going to lead to burnout. Whereas if you can understand what do you need on a daily basis, whether it's like, hey, you want to go have that smoothie bowl or, you want to have Chipotle for lunch every day. There's nothing wrong with that as a need goal, right? If that's what you want, that's what you want, right? So figure out what you want in that need goal and then go meet that first. And then once you meet that, then you can start to build up into your wants. And then you can start to build up into, when is it time to hire an employee? Oh, well, if your needs and wants are met, or at least your need, and your employee is going to help you achieve your want financially, oh, then it makes sense. If hiring that employee isn't touching your need, your financial income need, then you can do that, right? But it's like you need to protect your need with everything you have if you want to expand or grow or move outwardly.
And I think in that too, and this goes, normal, regular life or business and creative life, whatever you want to say, like a lot of people can also be people pleasers. And that translates into so many things where it's like, if you don't have that clarity of what your intention or purpose is going into something, especially when it comes into financials and you say yes to a project or you say yes to doing something that doesn't totally meet either a need or a want.
No.
It's just sort of, you just get caught in saying like, you're in that rat race of like, oh my gosh, if I don't, say yes to this next freelance gig, or I don't say yes to this thing, then what am I going to lose out on? And then realistically, then it becomes that balance of like, well, what's the true value that you're chasing here? Is it just the dollar amount, which I get it, but is it also like, what are your intentions? What's your purpose in all this? So it kind of reverts back to just having that clarity going into something.
Absolutely.
To understand, even breaking it down, going back to the wants and needs again, have clarity on like the life that you want to live. Like,
because it's not all about money, right?
Yeah,
and like, I don't want the listeners to take that away. It's not all about money. Like we talked before the show, like, you have to start with yourself too, and just your needs, not just financial needs, right? But like your passions, the things that excite you, the things that motivate you to get out of bed, the things that like you want to go do in your life, and making those a priority as your basic needs. And then understanding where are you getting your finances from and how much do you need that, right? Where's your income coming from and how much income do you need? And if you can mix those two together, that's when I've found, at least in my life, that the unlock happens and the wants become more than achievable, right?
Yeah. So our last couple minutes are coming up. So one big point that I do want to hit on is if somebody's listening to this and they're trying to make that transition, into maybe the creative world, or just they don't have to be creative. They don't have to pick up a camera or something, but they just want to live a more fulfilled life.
Yes.
They're trying to gain that clarity on what kind of life they want to have.
Yeah.
But right now, they're just in a place that it doesn't feel like they can sit and be like, well, my needs are here, my wants are over here, but this job I just hate that I'm involved in, or whatever, it's preventing me. If we're talking to that person who wants to kind of make that transition or make that leap, what is it, a lot of what we've talked about that you're sharing with them now? Of like, hey, here's how you can make that jump.
Make a list of your needs. And I know that sounds really simple and you probably have it in your head, but until you put it down on paper, and your needs, like financially, and your passion needs, right, as a human, right? Like, I need to run. If I don't run, I am not a nice person, right? It's like one of those needs that, like, I need to exercise or else I get really edgy.
I was wondering why you ran here today.
I know.
I was like, hey, Mark, you on your way over? You're like, yeah, just hitting the road now.
Yeah.
Not in my car, though. It's very strange.
Right? But, like, make that list. And then as soon as that list is met, and go do what you want. So if you're at a job that you hate, use that job to meet your basic need, right? Especially financially, with the job being, money. Once that's met, though, you have so many more hours. What are you doing on Saturday and Sunday and all of your evenings? Start spending that time on the things that you love, and start understanding, okay, how can I make money with that time? And once that money can start to replace that job, or a little bit more than that job. We only have 15 minutes to talk about those details, but like once you get to that place, then you can know, like, okay, you can start to say no to everything else, right? It's just like, how do you know when to niche down and have an ideal client or not an ideal client? It's like, once your basic needs are met, now you can say no to anything and everything that's not in your tunnel vision, right? That you're not clear that you really want.
So even if it's rehashing a little bit of what we've already talked about, officially closing moments of the episode here.
Yep.
What's the action items you're leaving with somebody? Of like, hey, if you're learning anything from Ross and I ranting in this 15-minute Friday, what is it you're telling them to take away from
Get
this
extremely clear on your financial need goal and your financial want goal. And then track your money. Know where it's going. Because if you don't tell your money where to go, it's just going to disappear.
Perfect. Feel good about that one. What a good one. And wow, whoa. Mark, my bank account's sending me tons of notifications right now. I just made so much money from us doing this episode.
I know, so did I, because I get a commission off that.
Wait, what? Financial sustainability. That's how you set it up. So as we say goodbye, Mark, where can people find you and all that you're involved in around the net?
Yeah, you can find me in two main places. The Pasternacks, it's my wife and I, where we help couples go from surviving to thriving in their marriage, family, and business. And then also Ambitious Filmmaker, where we help filmmakers grow and sustain financially sustainable businesses.
So a lot more of what this episode was about.
Very well, but yeah.
Well, hey, you know what?
You know,
well, you just talked nonstop.
At the Pasternacks and at Ambitious Filmmaker.
We just talked for 50 minutes straight about all that.
Yes.
And yeah, if you want to learn a lot more, if you want more than 15 minutes of hearing Mark and co talk about financial sustainability, you can go check those places out. Mark, we did it. That's another 15-minute Friday.
16 minutes. 15
well,
seconds.
I mean, the timers. There'll be some editing and the.
You should judge it. Everybody, audience, judge.
Okay, I'm cutting it right now. I'm cutting it.